My gosh, episode 19 of 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. I think this is one of my favorite episodes yet. Just so many cute Shizuka moments. Like that whole beginning segment with the absolute cuteness overload. All the characters being destroyed by her. Like 5 minutes straight of everybody just playing off of how cute Shizuka is. And then the whole second half I thought was really fantastic. I really do like Mimi's character. Now, granted, when he first introduced her, I was like, okay, she's going to be another rich girl. She's super full of herself, whatever. She is full of herself, and that's to the story of her character. But I like to see the fact that I don't think she's actually rich at all. Like, there's signs here that she might be poor, and she's just kind of working very, very hard. Now, there's an argument to be made on the idea of somebody spending all their time focused solely on their own outer beauty, but I'm sure that's going to be the story beat for her. But I do like her character. And I think in that entire segment, there's a lot of little kind of sprinkles of notes that you can kind of take as you go through it that kind of tells its story, like a lot of foreshadowing. But anyways, let's get to the episode proper, opening up with the fake out. Mimi walking by and going, is this the moment that he... Nope, not yet, because we're going to karaoke. All the girls in their cute casual outfits. I loved seeing it so much, especially Karane. I love my Karane. She looks super good in that outfit with the hair down that way. Hakari, honestly, looked really good in that sweater. I think she looks beautiful in that sweater and that hair down that way. And of course, yes, Shizuka. Shizuka's just adorable. Super adorable in that outfit. But no, getting to the karaoke, and again, pretty much jumping straight to the fact that Shizuka obviously looks like she wants to join in, but she's not sure how. I love how they went through each of the girls, each of them having their own like special way of singing. And yes, the song's sort of insinuating things like Hahari's song especially, insinuating things, taking you up to heaven. But no, jumping off to the side and seeing Shizuka at the drink fountain and her kind of singing along with it. And yes, it gets in the idea that she's afraid. She's fearing something. She doesn't want to speak up. She feels like she's going to ruin things. She's equipped to sing, but she's not sure if she wants to. She's afraid of ruining everything. And I thought that was kind of really sweet that, Rintaro obviously comes there and be's best boy and tells her, look, it's not about singing. It's not about doing this or that. You don't need to force yourself not to or force yourself to do it. You can hum along. You can sing with somebody else. It's all about having fun. Don't force yourself. I like that inclusion to her, bringing her in there, but at the same time saying you don't have to do anything special. It's just kind of being there. But again, I think the fact that she's sitting there with the water, the drinking fountain, and she's sitting there humming along with it, she obviously wants to sing. Like, that's what she kind of questions herself. What do I really want to do? And it comes down to the fact that she wants to sing. She wants to sing for them. And yes, now it's insinuating that, yes, Kusiri was over here brewing together a medicine, a cuteness medicine, something that's going to make everybody see how cute she is. And of course, Shizuka steps up first. So the argument can be made that, yes, the reaction is because the medicine was in the room. Again, as per usual, Kusiri is creating chaos, and that's what I love her for. But I think it's an amplification. Let's be honest, it's an amplification because she was super cute. I honestly was not sure what they're going to do with Shizuka. Because yes, we've seen brief moments where she does speak out, she says something, and it's super freaking cute. But there's always that question mark, are they going to play into the joke of when she does sing, she's super horrible? Like, is she one of those characters? Or is she going to be just an amplification of cuteness? I think that moment when she did call out to Rintaro when she was at the pool, voice was super cute. And then yes, later on having her doing the swing in the bat and her going, da ho, it's super cute. But singing is a different thing. Can she hit the tones and whatnot? And she nails it. She absolutely nails it. It's super freaking cute. And I love it. Like, it was like 5-minute segment because I clipped segments of this in order to post it on X. And I wanted to just basically showcase, my gosh, Shizuka singing so cute. But it ended up being like a 5-minute long clip. Like, this whole segment's like 5 minutes long of her just singing and everybody just blowing up. And as per usual with this writer, going through each one of them and having each one of them kind of play into a joke was just great. Yes, some of them are kind of like shrug, like, yes, Iku gets hit by the bat. Okay, whatever. Nano dodges the bat and then is miscalculates and then is hit by it. Okay, whatever. But there's some of them that's like just great. Like May shielding everybody. Like, it turns into almost a Dragon Ball Z thing. She's just sitting there, like, shielding everybody. She envelops too much of the cuteness, and so she ends up in Shizuka Land. And Rintaro ends up in Shizuka Land later on, too. Her being enveloped and being sucked into it. Kusiri wanting to use a drug that makes your ears peel off. I think, obviously, Karane and Harakari was the best point of the entire thing. Well, technically, Kurumi wanting to gobble her up. I was wondering whether we're getting that joke. That Shizuka's so cute that Kurumi wants to gobble her up, and she tries to gobble her up, and it gets, attacked by it. But no. Hakari hiding behind Karane, using Karane as a meat shield and saying we're the only two left. And she's like, we're the only two remaining, so I guess I'm going to have your baby. Like, Hakari's already planning on having Karane's baby, and she's like, no, I'm a woman too. I'm going to have a baby. You're going to have my baby? It's like in the midst of the cuteness overload and everybody is dying, the two remain and they have to procreate to, reflourish the world. And it comes down to Karane and Hakari having to choose who's going to have the baby. But no, Karane's like, no, I'm going to have Rento's baby. What? Did I hear that? She literally sells her out. Rentaro, she wants to have your baby. It's super good. I love this whole segment. I dig Karane and Hakari so much. Like, I ship the two of them so much. They do such a great job with their two characters. But no, I love it. Hakari is the last one remaining, and she thinks that she could actually make it through it. And it comes down to the end, and she's like, oh, crap. It's going for another. It's going in the second round. And then, yes, of course, Rentaro having to go up there and prove to her that not everybody was like collapsed out. Because yes, obviously with all them kind of hitting the wall, I too was like, oh crap, she's going to turn around and see everybody's collapsed and she's going to be so upset about it. But no, Rentaro, good boy. He suffers through it. Suffers through the cuteness. Poor you, Rentaro, going all up there just to sing with her. It was just adorable. Way too freaking adorable. And everybody's just overcome. Good stuff. Good, way too much good stuff. I think they were referencing Astro Boy at the end there. I'm not sure. It was just a lot of reference in this episode. The last reference I get, but at the same time felt so out of place. I almost feel like they're doing too many references that it's just, and plus it's a lot of really old obscure stuff. But yeah, it was super good. Shizuka was just way too freaking adorable. My gosh, dude. Oh, I love it. But anyway, we have to move on. We have to move on to, yes, the introduction of Mimimi. Mimimi Utsukushisugi. This girl's like beauty, like her name. Again, for those that don't know, all these characters, their names are basically play off of words and whatnot. So yes, obviously her is all about beauty. But yes, Mimimi is very much so into herself. And she, yes, not only is she a Desuwa character, which I do like. I like the ringlets characters. She doesn't have quite ringlets, but she's pretty close. But yes, she's also an absolute zonist. I like the absolute zonist. We have an absolute zonist character. But anyways, yes, introducing her and how she's completely full of herself. This statue's not as beautiful as me. I will give you the honor and the pleasure of going out with me. Which they do get into kind of why she says that later on, which I do like. But yes, she's full of herself, obviously. And they go out together. She claims that he's not beautiful enough to go out with her yet. So she's got to fix that. And so we get Rentaro getting rizzed up. He gets a glow up of his outfit. And here, right here. It's really cool because this is sort of a foreshadowing right here. And the fact that she takes him to the shop, gets him all done up, gets him a white wig and red contacts specifically. And he immediately goes, oh, wait, this kind of looks familiar. Oh, Nano. She made him look like Nano. If she's going to make something beautiful, what does she do? She makes him look like Nano. And so it's like right here already, later on it jokes about the fact that I spoiled it already. He's like, I'm sorry for anybody watching this. Please give this show another shot. I spoiled it that it was Nano. But again, right here is a sign that she's trying to make him look like what she thinks is beautiful. And what does she think is beautiful? It's Nano. She makes him look like Nano. He does look good. Dude looks pretty dang sharp. But no, I like how the fact that afterwards, and again, another foreshadowing here, they go to check out, and of course it's extremely expensive, but he decides to pay himself. Good boy, Rentaro. But the interesting thing here is that she's offering to pay. And yes, I'm already at this point, up to this point, in my mind, I'm assuming this girl's a rich girl. This girl's got it all made. She's going to be a sugar mama, whatever. This girl's willing to pay for a lot of money to make him beautiful. She's looking really good and done up. You assume that she's rich. But it's kind of nice here that he decides not to take her up on the offer because as we find out later on, all signs are pointing to that she's not rich and that everything that she has is stuff that she worked really hard to build up. So if he were to have her pay for it right here, it probably would have been impactful on her. So it's kind of nice that he does do that. But yes, they go sit down together. We get a Squirrel Shizuka moment. Mimimi trying to look like Squirrel Shizuka chewing on the tapioca. You gotta work on those facial muscles. So she's chewing on her tapioca. I'm like, it's cute, but it's not as cute as Squirrel Shizuka. I'm sorry. But no, right here, getting into the idea of how much she's so focused on beauty. The idea that everybody's watching them. She's trying to look beautiful. The fact that people are looking at her. The fact that over here, those other two, they're jealous of her. it shows that all of her work is meaningful. And again, this is where we're getting that sign that she's not actually given all this stuff. They over there make these false accusations that, money buys beauty. Yes, you can buy outfits and whatnot, but she's claiming right here, you can't buy beauty. It's a lot of work. And it shows her, and yeah, she's going around doing a lot of work, doing deliveries, daily routine that she does, all of the practice that she does with her vocals. Everything is all for the sake of looking beautiful. And yes, right here I can obviously give a pro and a con to her character. That yes, the pro is that she's a hard worker, and she gained what she has. Good girl. Like, this girl worked very hard to get to the state that she is. She put in all the effort, and again, seems to imply that she's not from a rich family, that she earned all that. She could still be from a rich family. She could have just chosen to buy her own beauty, to buy everything that she needs in order to be where she's at. Either way, she earned it. But yes, the other side of me that does argue that, girl, you're wasting your entire life for this. Like, this is your daily routine of doing all this stuff just for this one sake. And yes, I'm not the most attractive person in the world, not the most fit person in the world. So I am basically shouting at somebody that has worked really hard for that stuff. I see differently, I guess. In my mind, I see differently. I don't really feel that one should focus their entire life on one thing, especially external beauty. And yes, it seems like that's the direction they're going to go with her character, is showing that there is internal beauty as well, that you shouldn't be always focused on this, though that is her joke. So they'll probably keep to it in some way. It's just like everybody else. May here recently is trying to show her that she doesn't have to do this one thing, but it's still her joke, so they're going to keep it around. But anyways, it was an interesting little segment. And again, I was very surprised to see that she wasn't seemingly, at least given everything that she has. And again, goes to the point of her spending money on Rentaro and him not taking it. That would have been money that she earned, which is great. But yes, somebody's jealous, spouting out nasty lies. It goes to throw their drink onto her. And of course, Rentaro, best boy, shields her and becomes the boyfriend amongst boyfriend. Somebody else is enlightened to how Rentaro is the best boyfriend ever. And the idea that he shields her, the guy goes running off. I like how the cop is just spouting the weirdest stuff possible, chasing him down. I'm going to make you regret it. I'm going to call your school and make you regret it for the rest of your life. The guy slips. Rentaro catches him because he's best boy. Mentions the fact that, look, she's fine. It's just my jacket. It's just clothes. All this stuff kind of showing how great he is. And yes, also acknowledging this guy's upset for his girlfriend. I can't be mad at a guy who's upset for his girlfriend. You're the boyfriend amongst boyfriends. I'm gonna go turn myself in. It was so great. I freaking love it. Rentaro's so freaking good, dude. Rentaro is such a good boy. Yeah, as they're walking away, the cop's like, "Oh, it looks like you still have a heart. I guess I'll avoid the emotional impact on you or whatever." It's so good. It's so good. But yes, obviously all this showing me, true beauty. That you don't need this stuff. You're already beautiful. You don't need this wig. You don't need the contacts. You're already beautiful. And yes, her hinting here that yes, she is struggling with something. Going back to when he first met Mimi, she pretty much proposed to him, I will allow you to go out with me. It must be a great honor to go out with me. You should be grateful. I'm going to choose you. And right here, she's saying the reason that she did that is because she was rejected once. She offered to somebody friendship and she was rejected. And so she's been bulldozing through this whole situation. In getting connected with him, she's bulldozing through rather than doing the normal stuff because she was rejected once. Yes, hinting at, obviously, Nano. I think we're at this point after how this episode ends, that was probably Nano. She probably offered friendship to Nano, and Nano rejected her. But yes, she loves him and says, will you go out with me? So it's a big change. Girl scenes development already. Instead of saying you're going to go out with me, you must be so grateful for that. No, will you go out with me? And he's like, yeah, sure, but I have to tell you, I have 9 girlfriends already. 9? Including or excluding me? The moment she said that, I lost it. Wait, that's the hang up? He's like, I have 9 girlfriends. She's like, wait, is that including me or excluding me? That's the hang up. It matters if it's me or not. Like, you're already up at 9. Why are we being a stickler for this? Apparently it's because 10 is a beautiful round number. So the moment she realizes excluding, that means she could be the 10th. She's perfectly fine with it now. Which, man, yeah, at this point we are at the 10 milestone. We have reached 10. We are 10% through all the girlfriends that he has to meet. We've been kind of burning through a lot of them lately, so it makes sense. But yeah, she agrees, and then Nano and Shizuka walk up. I was surprised that she didn't like distinguish between beauty and cuteness. Because yeah, obviously the two of them walking up are some of the cutest things and the most beautiful things in the show already. I would expect that she would distinguish saying that Shizuka is the most cutest thing ever, but not the most beautiful thing ever. You know, many people, including myself, would argue otherwise, but obviously Nano is going to be seen as the beauty. Because yes, Nano is the rival, the one that she was insinuating before, that there is one other person that used to be as beautiful as she was, and it was Nano. Somebody that beat her in the past that no longer is her competition, now coming up again. And she cannot stand it. She won't allow this Nano to even be in the family with them, so she's going to challenge her. And sure enough, even though everybody believes that Nano's going to be like, no, she ends up doing it anyway. She accepts the challenge. Which, yes, they make a reference to Haiti, Girl the Alps, which was weird. I guess what they're going for there is that with that story, the girl was in a wheelchair and then she stands up at some point and it shocks everybody. So I guess what they're doing there is referencing that as again, nobody expected Nano to accept this. And then when she accepts it, it completely catches everybody off guard because it seems like the impossible actually happens. Whatever, it was fine. It's like a very old, like 70s, I think it was 70s or maybe early 80s reference, and it's like, who's gonna know that reference? Like, really old people is gonna know that reference, including myself. But anyhow, it was funny. It's fine. But no, overall, really fantastic episode. Absolutely loved it. Just again, it's Shizuka. I'm sorry. I'm just a massive fan of Shizuka. She's absolutely adorable. This episode highlighted her so freaking well, and I'll be interested to get into Mimi more. I'm already liking her. I like that they've kind of already shifted her to kind of see a little bit more of inner beauty, which I think is going to be her whole thing. I'm expecting the entire next episode to be nothing but a beauty pageant, and I'm sure they're going to have every single one of the girls get involved with it, even though it's supposed to be a competition between Nano and Mimi. Even though it's supposed to be just Nano and Mimi, they're going to have every single one of them be in this beauty pageant. So we'll get to see how that all turns out. And I don't know, the question mark really is, how does it get resolved? I guess it's probably going to come down to an idea of Mimi accepting that Nano is more beautiful than her. And then in the end, Nano's like, no, I still want you to be a part of the family. That's probably how it's going to turn out. I think there is going to be a competition here. It's going to be a back and forth. But I think in the end, I think Nano will win. And it will sort of humble Mimi a little bit. But then you're going to have Nano probably say, no, I'll be your friend. It's going to come down to that in the end, honestly, because what the hang up is initially is that she faced the humiliation of somebody rejecting her friendship. And it's probably going to come down to a thing where it was just a misunderstanding. I mean, that could be the point in which Nano decided that she wanted to be very efficient and not have friendships or any bonds with anybody. And that could have been why she rejected Mimi back there. Either way, I think it's going to be mostly a misunderstanding. But now Nano is going to accept her friendship because Nano has changed, and that's going to change Mimi. So we'll see, though. It was a fantastic episode. Really loved it. But that's my thoughts on episode. That was a very long video because I just had so much fun with this episode. I hope you guys watched this entire video. I hope you guys enjoyed it in the end. But yeah, that's my thoughts on 19. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and you want to support more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it. But until next time, y'all take care.